Game week 22 deadline has passed and game week 3 starts on Saturday. We got to start thinking, get that ball rolling. Let's get straight into my game week 23 first thoughts. So welcome back to another first thoughts video. So as always, the game week deadline has just passed. It is about to kick off for the first matches, so here is just my first initial plans to get all you guys thinking ahead of the game week 23 deadline, which will fall on Saturday morning. So just my first thoughts, what players I want, how I plan on lining my team up and everything that looks like that. But let's have a quick look first at how I decided to end up lining up in game week 22. So my first transfer that I made was Chilwell into Diaz. So I knew I wanted to sell Chilwell. Now there is a risk of rotation for Diaz in game week 22, but I know long term he will play more games than any of those Manchester City defenders. I had the spare money, so going Diaz over Stones was a difficult decision, but just that solidity of starts that we get with Diaz over Stones is why I went for him. With Laporte coming back, he played well at the weekend. He will likely rotate much more with Stones than he will with Diaz. Pep likes to have one centre-back who plays every game, so that is Diaz, I think, for him. So that's why I went for Ruben Diaz over John Stones. Now, I made that transfer on Monday. I thought that'd be it. I'd roll my second free transfer into the next game week, but going into the deadline, going close to it, there was a big chance that Saka didn't play, and knowing that my bench was very weak and the chance of Bamford as well being injured, I didn't want to take that risk. So I made a second transfer and I sold Saka for Harvey Barnes. Now, Harvey Barnes looks like a really good differential, still under 10% owned. They've got good fixtures coming up, Leicester, in the next couple, so I wanted to take advantage of that. He's on great form. Without Vardy, he seems the main goal threat at the moment, so Saka to Barnes was my other free transfer. No hits taken. I had two free transfers, but Chilwell to Diaz and Saka to Barnes were the two free transfers that I decided to make ahead of game week 22. So how did I actually line up in game week 22 with those free transfers? So I played a 3-5-2. As I discussed, the captaincy armband was on Salah and the vice captaincy was on Cancelo. Martinez, as always, stays in goal. West Ham at home. Fingers crossed from a clean sheet or some save points. I do expect both teams to score, but of course I will be backing Aston Villa in that game with no West Ham players, as I decided to bench Kufal this week. Big in defence, we've got Cancelo, Diaz, both with Burnley in this fixture, and then Robertson has Brighton at home as well in game week 22. Fingers crossed for some clean sheets and some attacking points from those defenders. Into the midfield, we've got Gundogan, Salah, Son, Bruno, who continue to maintain their places in my team. Happy enough with them. Not many points in them last week, bar Salah. That's why he's got the captaincy armband. And new signing, Harvey Barnes comes into the team with Fulham in game week 22. And of course, Watkins and Bamford keep their place up front with two good enough home fixtures in this game week. First on my bench, I have Kufal. Now, there is a risk of rotation for Diaz, as well as the potential injury to Bamford, so I may need Kufal to come in which case he will be up against Watkins, but he does have that attacking threat as well. So that's how I decided to line up in game week 22. Now, in terms of my cup opponents, so I did get through to the next round of the cup. You can see my team on the left there, my opponent's team on the right. Now, there are a lot of similarities. We both have Cancelo and Diaz. We both have Martinez. We both have Son, Captain Salah, Fernandes, and we all have Bamford. So there are very few things that can actually differentiate our team. So his are Wan-Bissaka, Bellerin, Grealish and McGoldrick against my Robertson, Harvey Barnes, Gundogan and Ollie Watkins. So very similar teams. Let's fingers crossed that those little differentials in my team versus his can push me out on top. I will be backing a potential Southampton goal and Wolves goal tonight in the early games to make sure that I get off to a good start in this, but that is my cup match for game week 22. Now, the main reason we're here is to talk about game week 23 and my first thoughts, so let's get straight into them. So in terms of my potential transfers in, let's start with that. The first player I'm looking to continue to target is Mikel Antonio. He looks great for West Ham. They've got a good couple of fixtures against Fulham and Sheffield United in the next two, so I definitely will be looking at him as a potential option. Those of you maybe with Calvert-Lewin, maybe with Cavani, that sort of type of player, could be looking at him as well. A good couple of fixtures for Antonio and West Ham. The next one is Calvert-Lewin. Now, The reason for this is we could get a double game week for Everton in game week 24, which means he will be a player that I want to target. Manchester City will be one of those fixtures, but still a double game week is a double game week nonetheless. So we'll definitely have that on my radar if we get that confirmed. We've had little musings from different Manchester City Arabic accounts and what they've tweeted. So check out Ben Crellin on Twitter for more information on that. But we will wait and see on Everton in terms of whether that's a good route for me to go down. Next, we've got James Justin. So we've kept him on my radar. He's continued to be a good attacking threat from Leicester. They haven't been so good defensively recently, but the attacking threat is there, and we know they can be good defensively, especially with the likes of Ndidi when he comes back from injury. So there is potential for him to come into my team, and at just 5.1 million, he's still great value, I think. And the final one on my list is a new name, is Anthony Rudiger of Chelsea. So I have sold Chilwell this week because I don't like that rotation threat there is with Chilwell and Alonso in that left wing back role for Chelsea. But Rudiger at 4.5 seems pretty nailed in that Chelsea team. If he starts against Tottenham in game week 23, I think we can confirm he's pretty much first choice in that Chelsea lineup. So he will probably come in for me. He's only 4.5 million. Chelsea have good fixtures in game week 23 and game week 24, as well as probably having a double game week in game week 26. And Rudiger has that attacking threat, and all for just 4.5 million. I think he could be a really good buy. So those are my 4 top targets, 2 strikers and 2 defenders coming into my team ahead of game week 23 or game week 24 in the upcoming game weeks. My potential transfers out, so in order to get the forward in, it will be Brewster that leaves. So Bamford will stay, Watkins will stay. It would be just upgrading that, ready for my bench boost. So get Antonio or Calvert-Lewin in, ready for my bench boost in game week 26 to strengthen that position. And then in terms of defenders, so I'm not happy with Robertson. He's got a difficult fixture in game week 23 against Manchester City, so I don't particularly want to play him there. So he could go to the likes of Rudiger or Justin, and the other transfer potentially is Mitchell to Justin or Rudiger. So both of those now slightly out of favour there with Mitchell. He didn't start in game week 22, so I will be looking to move him on. Potentially Justin and Rudiger are the ones that I'm looking at, but Robertson as well could make way. I've got a lot of money in the bank, so I could do either of them out. It's just which I decide to go with, depending on if Mitchell can get his place back or not. But my top 4 key targets: Antonio, Calvert-Lewin, James Justin and Rudiger, and potentially out we've got Brewster, Robertson and Mitchell for my transfer plans for game week 23. I've got just 1 free transfer. I could roll it, but I will probably make 1, and it will probably be a defensive transfer. So at the moment, before making any transfers, just my first thoughts of game week 23. This is how I'm lining up. So I've benched Diaz. I don't particularly want double Manchester City defence against Liverpool, and with Cancelo having that better attacking threat, I've favoured him and put Diaz first on my bench. I've currently got Robertson in there, although he's likely to leave my team, or Mitchell. So whoever that comes in, potentially Anthony Rudiger, will start in that third defender spot along with Kufal, who's got Fulham. The midfielders remain the same: Son in there, Gundogan, Fernandes, Harvey Barnes with Wolves, and Salah, Watkins and Bamford up front. Now the big one is captaincy. It's much difficult to call this week. We've got difficult fixture for Salah, so it's probably not going to be on him. Now I would love to put it on Son, but the dip in form that we've seen from Spurs is not great. They do have by far the easiest fixture. Fernandes is the other one that it could go on. So at the moment, if I had to do it, I'd put my captaincy on Son and my vice captaincy on Fernandes. So that's probably how I would save it at the moment, but there will be 1 transfer. It won't affect my captaincy, but just at the moment my thoughts are Son, Fernandes are the 2 that I'm eyeing up for captaincy. If Harvey Barnes goes crazy again this game week, he could get it as a differential, but I imagine Son or Fernandes will be my game week 23 captain. So as I said, in terms of my transfers, it's likely to be Robertson or Mitchell out. Now I do have 4.5 million in the bank, so it doesn't make a big difference as they'll both probably leave in the foreseeable future. If we have a look at fixtures, Man City, Leicester, Everton upcoming for Liverpool, I'm not particularly expecting any clean sheets there. However, Sheffield United away and Fulham in 26 and 27 could be 2 clean sheets for Robertson in those 2. And Mitchell, the upcoming game weeks are nice. We've got Burnley, Brighton, Fulham, although he rarely gets into my starting 11 due to the lack of attacking threat, and we know that there is going to be rotation threat with him, with Patrick Van Aanholt and in that left back spot. So it may depend on whether Mitchell gets the starting spot back, whether I decide to keep him or whether I decide to ditch him. Both him and Robertson will probably leave, so it's just which I decide to go with this game week, but probably Mitchell upgrade is the best way to go so that I can keep Robertson for those upcoming good games if I decide to keep him that long, but at the moment it's pretty touch and go which I go with. Mitchell, the likes of, if we look at defenders that we could go with, there are a lot. If we just filter it in terms of form is definitely something I look at quite a lot. We've got Stones, of course, the Man City guys in there. There's a possibility for go for double Aston Villa defence, but not such a good fixture in Gameweek 23 against Arsenal, and then a few upcoming difficult fixtures, and I've already got Martino, so probably not him. There is the chance of a Manchester United defender now. Everton at home, West Brom, Newcastle is a good run of 3 fixtures, so Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw are all potential options. And if we have a look at Rob Holding, again, they've been good Arsenal defensively, but it's a tough run of fixtures, so probably not Arsenal. Finally, if we have a look at Chelsea, Sheffield United, Newcastle in that game week, plus they'll probably have a double in Game Week 26. They've looked better defensively, controlling the ball, not letting teams have so much of it is the new way of playing, it seems to be at Chelsea. So there could be a chance for a Chelsea defender to come in. The other one that we did talk about is James Justin. So if we just pick up the Leicester fixtures as well, Wolves away, Liverpool, and then Villa, Arsenal, but then the run after that is much nicer. So again, it could be James Justin that come in. The chances are that Mitchell and Robertson will make way for a Chelsea defender and James Justin. It's probably the way I'm going to go. So just with the good upcoming fixtures for Chelsea, it's likely to be Anthony Rudiger that comes in his place. Now, we haven't seen much of Chelsea under new manager Tuchel, so I will want to wait and see that he starts this game week, but Rudiger at just 4.5, he has really good attacking threat to go with that clean sheet potential. So my planned transfer this week will be Mitchell to Anthony Rudiger. If I had to force my hand now to tell you what I'm going to do, that would be my one free transfer ahead of Game Week 23. So that's all we've got time for in this video. Good luck in Game Week 22. I hope it's helpful. As always, if you've got initial questions for Game Week 23 or beyond, drop them in the comments down below and I'll make sure to answer them ahead of the deadline. I'll do my best. Make sure to like and subscribe if you found this useful, but those are just my first initial thoughts. Now let's go and enjoy the first matches of Game Week 23. Fingers crossed Saka doesn't do too much damage now that I know he's starting, even though I sold him for Harvey Barnes. But good luck everyone, and I will see you all next time.